Mark 9. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Yah is short for YahWeh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vav-He. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, because no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that. And only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything, and there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. 9. And he said to them, Truly I say to you that there are some standing here who shall not taste of death at all until they see the reign of Elohim having come in power. And after 6 days, Yehoshua took Kepha and Jacob and Johanan and led them up on a high mountain alone by themselves. And he was transformed before them, and his garments became glittering exceedingly white like snow, such as no launderer on earth is able to whiten. And there appeared to them Eliah with Moshe, and they were talking with Yehoshua, and Kepha, responding, said to Yehoshua, Rabbi, it is good for us to be here, and let us make 3 booths, one for you, and one for Moshe, and one for Eliah, because he did not know what to say, for they were exceedingly afraid. And there came a cloud overshadowing them, and a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my son, the beloved, hear him. And when they say beloved with a capital B, it's another title. It's not a name, it's a title. Beloved. And suddenly, looking around, they no longer saw anyone with them, but only Yehoshua. And as they were coming down from the mountain, he ordered them not to relate to anyone what they saw till the son of Adam had risen from the dead. And they kept this matter to themselves, debating what the rising from the dead meant. And they asked him, saying, Why do the scribes say that Eliah has to come first? And he said to them, Eliah indeed, having come first, restores all matters. Restoring all matters. And how has it been written concerning the son of Adam, that he is to suffer much and be despised? But I say to you that even Eliah has come, and they did to him whatever they wished, as it had been written of him. And coming to the taught ones, he saw a large crowd around them, and scribes disputing with them. And immediately when all the crowd saw him, they were greatly astonished, and running near greeted him. And he asked the scribes, What are you disputing with them? And one of the crowd answering said, Teacher, I brought you my son who has a dumb spirit. Dumb means you can't speak. And wherever he seizes him, he throws him down, and he foams at the mouth and gnashes his teeth, and he wastes away. And I spoke to your taught ones that they should cast him out, but they were not able. And he answering him and said, O unbelieving generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring him to me. So they brought him to him, and when he saw him, immediately the spirit threw him into convulsions, and falling on the ground, he rolled about, foaming at the mouth. And he asked his father, How long has he been like this? And he said, From childhood, and often he has thrown him both into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if it is at all possible for you, having compassion on us, and help us. And Yehoshua said to him, if you are able to believe, all is possible to him who believes. And immediately the father of the child cried out and said with tears, I believe, Master, help my unbelief. And when Yehoshua saw that a crowd came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to him, you deaf and dumb spirit, I order you come out of him, and never again enter into him. And crying out and convulsing him much, it came out of him, and he became as one dead, so that many said that he was dead. But Yehoshua, taking him by the hand, lifted him up, and he arose. And when he came into a house, his taught ones asked him separately, why were we unable to cast him out? And he said to them, it is impossible for this kind to come out except through prayer and fasting. And going from there, they passed through Galil, Galil, and he did not wish anyone to know, for he was teaching his taught ones, and said to them, the son of Adam is being delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and having been killed, he shall rise the third day. But they did not understand the word, and they were afraid to ask him, and they came to Kepharnaum, Kephar, Naam is Nah with a dot um. And being in the house, he asked them, what was it you disputed among yourselves on the way? And they were silent, for on the way they had disputed with one another who was the greatest. And sitting down, he called the 12 and said to them, if anyone wishes to be first, he shall be last of all and servant of all. And he took a little child and set him in their midst, and taking him in his arms, he said to them, whoever receives one of such little children in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me. And Yohanan said to him, teacher, we saw someone who does not follow us casting out demons in your name, and we forbade him because he does not follow us. Wow. And Yehoshua said, do not forbid him, for no one who works a miracle in my name is able to readily speak evil of me. For he who is not against us is for us. For whoever gives you a cup of water to drink in my name, because you are of Messiah, truly I say to you, he shall by no means lose his reward. And whoever causes one of these little ones to believe in me to stumble, it is better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea. And if your hand makes you stumble, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life crippled than having two hands to go into Gehenna, into the unquenchable fire, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched. And if your foot makes you stumble, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life crippled than having 2 feet to be thrown into Gehinnom, which is G-E with a half a check mark, capital Hinnom, into the unquenchable fire, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched. And if your eye makes you stumble, pluck it out. It is better for you to enter into the reign of Elohim with one eye than having 2 eyes to be thrown into the fire of Gehinnom, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched. Yesh 66:24. For everyone shall be seasoned with fire, and every offering shall be seasoned with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall you season it? Have salt in yourselves, and be at peace among one another.